UN Global Compact on Migration. Objective 5. Enhance availability and flexibility of pathways for regular migration. 21. We commit to adapt options and pathways for regular migration in a manner that facilitates labour mobility and decent work reflecting demographic and labour market realities, optimizes education opportunities, upholds the right to family life, and responds to the needs of migrants in a situation of vulnerability with a view to expanding and diversifying availability of pathways for safe, orderly, and regular migration. To realize this commitment, we will draw from the following actions. A. Develop human rights-based and gender-responsive bilateral, regional, and multilateral labour mobility agreements with sector-specific standard terms of employment in cooperation with relevant stakeholders, drawing on relevant ILO standards, guidelines, and principles, in compliance with international human rights and labour law. B. Facilitate regional and cross-regional labour mobility through international and bilateral cooperation arrangements such as free movement regimes, visa liberalisation or multiple country visas, and labour mobility cooperation frameworks in accordance with national priorities, local market needs, and skills supply. C. Review and revise existing options and pathways for regular migration with a view to optimize skills matching in labour markets, address demographic realities and development challenges and opportunities in accordance with local and national labour market demands and skills supply in consultation with the private sector and other relevant stakeholders. D. Develop flexible, rights-based and gender-responsive labour mobility schemes for migrants in accordance with local and national labour market needs and skills supply at all skills levels, including temporary, seasonal, circular, and fast-track programs in areas of labour shortages by providing flexible, convertible, and non-discriminatory visa and permit options, such as for permanent and temporary work, multiple entry study, business, visit, investment, and entrepreneurship. E. Promote effective skills matching in the national economy by involving local authorities and other relevant stakeholders, particularly the private sector and trade unions, in the analysis of the local labour market, identification of skills gaps, definition of required skills profiles, and evaluation of the efficacy of labour migration policies in order to ensure market-responsive contractual labour mobility through regular pathways. F. Foster efficient and effective skills matching programs by reducing visa and permit processing timeframes for standard employment authorizations and by offering accelerated and facilitated visa and permit processing for employers with a track record of compliance. G. Develop or build on existing national and regional practices for admission and stay of appropriate duration based on compassionate, humanitarian, or other considerations for migrants compelled to leave their countries of origin due to sudden onset natural disasters and other precarious situations, such as by providing humanitarian visas, private sponsorships, access to education for children, and temporary work permits, while adaptation in or return to their country of origin is not possible. H. Cooperate to identify, develop, and strengthen solutions for migrants compelled to leave their countries of origin due to slow onset natural disasters, the adverse effects of climate change, and environmental degradation, such as desertification, land degradation, drought, and sea level rise, including by devising planned relocation and visa options in cases where adaptation in or return to their country of origin is not possible. I. Facilitate access to procedures for family reunification for migrants at all skills levels through appropriate measures that promote the realization of the right to family life and the best interests of the child including by reviewing and revising applicable requirements such as on income, language proficiency, length of stay, work authorization, and access to social security and services. J. Expand available options for academic mobility, including through bilateral and multilateral agreements that facilitate academic exchanges, such as scholarships for students and academic professionals, visiting professorships, joint training programs, and international research opportunities in cooperation with academic institutions and other relevant stakeholders. This has been the end to the UN Global Compact on Migration. Objective 5. Enhance availability and flexibility of pathways to regular migration.